Hey guys, it's the first video in a while. I'm gonna start this project here. Got a 1987 Cabover Freightliner here that I want to start doing a little work on. This truck here, it's actually pretty clean for what it is. It's a this one has a Cummins in it. It's a 350 big cam formula motor with a 13 speed. So I gotta take the stickers off the doors. I want to get some stuff cleaned up, but overall this is what we're dealing with. I mean it's an old farm truck. It was owned on a farm, but even like has the factory stickers on everything, even the tanks. I mean, this stuff's all original. For being as old as she is, she actually doesn't have many miles on it. It has 318,000, but it was bought as a farm truck, so I mean it has 318 hard miles on it, which is, you know, over the road 318,000 is nothing, but when you spend 20 years on the farm just idling around hauling beets and stuff, that's actually quite a bit. But she's pretty straight. I mean, it's a pretty straight unit. So I mean, there's a lot of stuff we could do with it. I think what we're gonna start with is it runs and drives great. I just drove it home 4 hours. I think I'm gonna eventually try to polish the wheels. I want to get aluminums for the rears. I want to get the tanks polished. And I'd like to get the dream goal. I would like to cut it right here and then put a cutoff from like a 2010 or newer Freightliner on it. Just because then you get updated brakes and you can update the axles and do all that stuff there. But actually it has air ride in the tail, so it's actually a pretty smooth riding truck. I mean, as smooth a ride as a Cabover gets. If some of you guys have ever driven one of these things, you're sitting right on top of the front axle, so it's not the most comfortable ride in the world. But yeah, I think honestly, I was gonna, you know, maybe start a little restoration project and make it pretty and whatever, but this truck's really not that bad. I mean, the paint, it's all right. I mean, it could use a little buffing and polishing, but I mean, it is the original paint. Directly underneath this, there's just the factory primer, and that's right down to the aluminum. So I mean, it's not painted and painted over again. But I mean, I sure like these old trucks. The old I-beam bumper on there, that must have got added sometime throughout its life. It should have a big drop bumper on it. But I mean, everything works. You wouldn't believe me, but the AC works in it. The windshield wipers work. The windshield wiper fluid works on this thing. So yeah, it's a nice little unit. So to start today, I'm just kind of walking around trying to figure out what I'm doing, figure out what I need to get ordered. I think to start, what I'm gonna do is, you know, I need to get this like international tops off or whatever. I'd like to get new quarter fenders for it, or even those minimizer slip-on fenders for it. And it had, some of you guys are familiar with beets. This normally has like a big stick that goes down in between the tires and keeps the mud, knocks the mud off as you're going down. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep that or not yet. I mean, if it had the stick going in, I mean, most of the stuff is just fabricated. There are kits you buy. They weld that directly to the frame, so I mean, if I had to cut it off, it's no big deal. But yeah, I mean, really looking at this stuff, even like there's maybe a little bit of rust jacking underneath this fifth wheel, but nothing major. I mean, what I'm gonna do to it is I need to get the serial numbers off the transmission, because I gotta go get a PTO kit for this. I do gravel work, so I mean, we got dump trucks and loaders and big end up semis over there and some other stuff. So that's what I'm gonna do with this thing. I kind of have this idea here where I can get this truck to actually go back to work. Maybe just get a couple loads at the pit. So this is what I got for it in the shop here. So I got this end dump in the shop here. This end dump, whatever, has been kind of my winter project here I've been working on. So we put all new lines in it, ran some stuff. This trailer originally didn't have a end gate, didn't have a air end gate, I guess. You had to come pull this lever. So I welded that up here the other day, got that in there. So now it's air actuated, so I just got to run the wire back to the tail, then all the way back to the front, and get the lights wired back up on it. But I think if I got this thing all nice and acidized, it would look really good with that Freightliner out there, and they're about the same age. So, oh, I tell you, sometimes recording this stuff is irritating. This file I just recorded is now corrupt. I just spent the last I don't know. 20 minutes sanding all these down, making sure there's no burrs in them. I mean, I'm not sure if you saw earlier, but I mean, they're pretty pitted up. It's pretty dang smooth in there. There's a lot of sanding in there by hand. And I primed them all. I ran out of primer. I only had 2 cans of primer. Then I had a can of blacks. I just quickly kind of ran up and down the frame. I got a sandblast and get all cleaned up. But man, I'm kind of upset that video got corrupt. I gotta get 1 more can of primer for that, and I'm gonna do 3 coats of white on these. I'm not spraying that middle hub because I'd like to take these off, and you want to get the frame sandblasted and sandblast the whole thing and then paint them. So anyways, but yeah, let's to the store. I'm gonna get a couple cans of primer and come on back, and then finish priming that wheel. And then 3 coats on every wheel there. Maybe grab a couple more cans of black for this. I don't want to get too crazy about painting this frame. I mean, it's all pitted up and it needs to be sandblasted, but I had a black can laying around here. I was waiting for the primer to dry up, so I just shot that real quick. But dang it, that really makes me upset that that video got corrupt. But hopefully that won't happen anymore, and we'll keep on rocking and rolling. All right, to the store, here we go. Well, we made it back. Yeah, it took me a little longer to get back over here to switch trucks and do some other stuff here this afternoon. So it's actually a couple hours later, but I finally got the paint for this. So I'm gonna set this up and start getting the stuff painted. So first I'm gonna go over this whole truck again with some primer from Rust-Oleum Professional. This stuff works really good on this stuff, but I'm actually really impressed how smooth these came out. I mean, these were all pitted up and it looks real good. You got a lot of sanding, So I'm gonna paint that one over there, recoat all of these, wait about 15 minutes till it's dry, and then we're gonna start shooting some white on it. Here we go. Look how smooth, see how chipped it is? It's all chipped up. I mean, I know they don't sell this stuff as high build primer, but it acts like it. It builds right over that stuff. I mean, it makes it really, really nice and smooth. I recommend this Rust-Oleum primer over whatever you do before you paint it. I mean, look at all those pits. See? All that pitting? Gone. Just wild. While I was waiting for those to dry, hit the frame one more time, hit all the leaf springs, hit the diffs and all the stuff, just going around a couple angles. Like I said, we got to sandblast this guy down and redo it, but it sure makes it look a little better from a ways away. So we're gonna get to the wheels now. They've been drying for about 20 minutes here while I did all that, so we should be good to start throwing some white on. Well, I got them all painted up here. Actually, I took while these were drying, I grabbed the black again and started painting. I didn't bring a tripod. This one I'll go buy tomorrow as a tripod. They came out really nice. Nice and smooth paint. Made those old rims look real good. Who knows how old these rims are, but a little bit of sanding, a little paint. I mean, it doesn't take a lot to make these things really look good. So, I even got ambitious and got in here in the trans. Yeah, it looks good. I mean, I'll put another coat on it later, but yeah, I think that's all I'm going to wrap up today. Well, guys, really appreciate you watching. We'll have a lot more videos on this thing as things come about and get some stuff ordered. I think tonight I'm going to put an order for that bumper and then a big drop visor for this guy. So stay tuned. I'd like to get this thing all fixed up and get it ready for work. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Bye.